Hi everyone, Heidi again here from flutterbyheidi.co.uk, and today I'm working with Hydrangea Haven. If you want to see some more of my projects, go to the Sweet Inspiration and you'll see all of the different projects, or obviously have a look on my YouTube channel under videos and you'll find my recent ones show there. A lovely stamp set using this fabulous image. But actually one of the fab things about Stampin' Up! Obviously is the coordination with paper. So when a suite comes out, they also produce paper that coordinates with it. Only available to the end of June, or obviously at this point till supplies run out. But you get 12 by 12 paper, and it is 12 sheets, so 2 each of 6 different designs. And on the front you've got these fabulous big floral images, and then on the reverse you've got more overall and sort of, sketchy images. This one probably supposed to go that way. I love this paper. It's probably why I've got it turned around the other way. But this one and this one here are probably my kind of least favourite ones on the one side out of all of them. So, and the other thing with it is I find that you end up with images on the edge of the paper that you can't use as a focal image. So what I've done here is taken advantage of those and use those images to create our pretty background that we've got here. So it's really it's a lovely simple card, and great if you're starting out to learn a few different techniques. I'm going to use my fabulous blending brushes, super soft, blend beautifully, and I'm just going to pop a post-it note, my trusty post-it notes, across the top there, because when we're blending we don't want it to go onto the back of our card. So add a post-it note and you're all sorted. Now, one of the colours that is in this suite is Misty Moonlight. So I'm just going to take my blues brush and I'm sort of just working in the centre and then working out. So this part is obviously going to be covered by my images, and I'm just being very gentle and blending that out and around the centre there, just coming out nice and soft. And it's as simple as that. So that gives our little bit of background. I'm then going to cut out, just to show you a bit of fussy cutting. Now you may well do fussy cutting already. This is how I do it, and as I say, not trying to teach my grandmother to suck eggs. So the way I do it is I tend to keep the scissors fairly still and sort of wiggle the paper around, and that way you sort of seem to get a smoother effect. I'm also leaving a tiny little white border around the outside of those images as well, and that sort of blends in as well, so you don't get much showing. And I'm just taking the images from this outside edge that otherwise you might think were scrap. And this sort of thing that, if you've got some paper that you want to use for this sort of project, when you sat down in the evening, it's a sort of mindful thing that you can do, and just cut yourself out several sprays of these, so you'll end up with these like this, and then you can play around with what you want to pop where. And the next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our Label Me Lovely punch to back our fabulous acetate. So in this suite are some lovely sheets of acetate, 12 by 12. You can see here Rococo Rose and Highland Heather, and on the reverse of those, both of those are silver. So when you punch one out, you've got a choice. You can either use the front, which obviously is the Highland Heather, or you can use the silver, which I thought would look rather nice. It also comes with a film, so just be careful that you don't, that you take that film off, otherwise things won't adhere very well. And all I'm doing is I'm just lining that up on the edge and punching. Now you have to be quite firm because it is acetate, and you can see that looks quite nice, but when you layer that up on top, you then get that lovely blue coming through. In terms of gluing it onto there as well, what I have used is my Stampin' Seal Plus, and I've just come down, I just added some onto the side and in the centre, because that's going to be covered up, but you'll see you can barely see it anyway. And I'm just going to trim that one down so they match, and that will help me place my my images. So add that one. In fact, I'm actually going to come a little bit more with this one and add those in. So while they're kind of positioned, I'm going to just grab my glue and then add my glue to the back of these. And one of the things I find these days with smartphones, if you've got a phone, you create a nice layout, before it's stuck down, take a quick picture of it, because then you will be able to recreate it just as you wish. So with this one, because I'm not using an edge piece, I'm actually going to add that to my card front and then trim away afterwards. So I'm just going to pop it there, pop it down and leave it to dry. And it just shows that you don't always have to have the punch kind of right in the centre. You can, just vary it. So that's going to sit like so. And then just turn your card over and just snip those extra little pieces away. So our card's starting to take shape. And what we also want to do is to create our little modified label for the front. So to do that, what I've actually done is just punch whichever size you still want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a whole one out, and then just cut that down to create our little label. And then again, if you want to make it shorter still, all you need to do is then pop that back into our punch and just line that up to create an extra little label to go on. Now see how you feel about the size. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm now going to just trim that. Decided to change my mind, I don't want that curved bit there, to mirror what I've got on the front. So now I'm going to grab my Misty Moonlight and add my little thank you, teeny tiny thank you in the centre there, and then I'm going to use these flowers around the outside edge with full strength. Misty Moonlight, and then I'm going to stamp off to add some colour over the top of those. And by keeping the orientation the same, this is one of those occasions where I don't turn my stamp, you then are easily able to line it up. So having done that, grab a couple of dimensionals, whatever size you happen to have to hand, or whatever size you don't have to hand. Put them ready, you see. That's what happens when you get organised. And I'm just going to pop sort of one at the top, side, side there. Take our backing strips off, and you can pop that on there, and you see that's lined up nicely. Take our card, and again, your choice on what you want to do, but I rather like to add that extra layer of dimension on the back there. So again, I'm going to come in with some dimensionals on the back. Like so. And then you can pop that straight over. You've got that aperture. And all that remains is to add on some of our dimensionals. I use my take your pick, just squeeze that up to a nice bit of putty out. And then I'm going to use the lovely Seaside spray ones here. I think my putty is just about due for there we go. Better. There we go. And I'm going to use 3 of those. Then I'm actually going to add in, because we've got the purple in here, I'm going to add in a couple of gorgeous great ones just on the periphery. So there we have a very quick and easy card using just those little bits of DSP from the outside edges, and you've got Highland Heather or Misty Moonlight, both of which work really well with the colour palette. So thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon, and click on the description bar below to find links to all the products, or pop along to my Stampin' Up shop. I really do appreciate it when people choose me as a demonstrator. It helps fund these videos. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.